Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead discussion topic video for today, leading up to the second half of The Walking Dead Season 7. In this one, we're going to give our thoughts on whether or not we think that Dwight may help Eugene escape from the sanctuary. So are we just going to forget that he bit him in the dick? Oh my god, he bit me in the dick! And this one came from Radical Zed, or Z, who says, Trev, I agree with you that The Walking Dead Season 7 second half will incorporate at least some aspects of all-out war. I think the second half will have an episode at the Sanctuary where Eugene is captured and Dwight helps him escape. And that's something that, of course, we could see translated this half. Or somehow Eugene's got to get out of there, obviously, to be back with our survivors. So he's thinking maybe they could adapt that part into the second half of The Walking Dead Season 7. So, yeah, I mean, Eugene's got to get out of there somehow. And it could be something that we could see with Dwight, because we don't know what they're going to do with Dwight right now. And, he's kind of been on the fence. We've seen some of the facial expressions that might lead us to believe that maybe he will turn on Negan again, especially when Negan's like making out with Sherry, all like really into it and everything, and she's into it and stuff, and Dwight's not into it. Dwight's out of it. You would think that you might want to turn on Negan once more and get the hell out of there, because Negan is totally completely disregarding how Dwight must feel in that situation. And Negan also uses him kind of like as his lapdog, so to speak, his bitch. So it makes a lot of sense. We saw the stuff with Daryl. We still don't know who it was that freed Daryl or allowed Daryl to escape. A lot of people think it was Jesus, because of course we saw Jesus there. So that makes a lot of sense. They could have been Jesus. And then he kind of waited for him outside, that type of deal. But, there's other theories, too, that possibly it could be Sherry, and maybe her feelings are complicated. Maybe she does have some kind of affection towards Daryl. Maybe she does like Daryl. Could be Dwight. Maybe Dwight let him go. Dwight was kind of the one who it seemed like was sort of in charge of watching Daryl. You had him, and you had Fat Joey. So it could be either one. It could be either of them, of course. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see if he does help Eugene escape, and he kind of turns on the saviors in that part, and then we see him join and fight back against Negan and the others. But it'll be cool, because of course if he's playing both sides, it would be really useful for the survivors, because then they could get information from him. He could be a leak from Negan's part, and then they could kind of have some info on where they're going to be or what's going on, and it could be good. So I think you might be right, Radical Zed. You might be right, but he's got to harbor some kind of animosity towards Eugene after the dick bite, for sure. I mean, wouldn't you? You think you would, for sure, right? Tim Majcan says, "Hey Trev, never had a question answered here before, so I hope you answer this one." Well, I am, Tim. Just for you. Will Negan find out where the bullet-making shop is when he wants Eugene to make them? Thanks, man, and keep up the great videos. So, yeah, I don't think Eugene is going to be able to hold back. Eugene, he's all timid and stuff, when Negan's going to take him back and stuff. He's all shaken up. I don't think it'll be too hard to get information out of Eugene. I think he'll probably fold pretty quickly. And also from Eugene's perspective, Eugene hasn't been in on the conversation about fighting back. So Eugene doesn't know that they're even going to fight back at all. So from Eugene's perspective right now, it looks like to him they're going to continue to be under Negan, so there's really not too much of a reason to hold back that info. Granted, he is pretty smart, so maybe he'll put two and two together or somehow figure that out, but still, you look at it, it's like, well, what choices does he have? And he's kind of, he's been a bit cowardly at times, even though he's become a little bit more badass as the seasons have gone on. But yeah, he's going to have to make bullets for Negan. The question, I think, is a good one, is will he make blanks? And I did a video on that one. It's in the channel if you guys want to check it out. And I think he might, for sure. Nick Castillo says, hey, Trav, 2 questions. Will walkers go extinct? And then the second one is the walker virus mankind's extinction event. So in terms of like real world, would you think that walkers would eventually go extinct? You'd think so. As they run out of food, they decay, stuff like that. We've seen some pictures from the second half of this season where you have a few walkers that look like they've just kind of, maybe starved out. Like they've actually just died because they didn't get any food in maybe a couple years. So you would think that logically that would make sense, that the walkers would start dying. But it's only been 2 years in the zombie apocalypse. If you guys didn't see my timeline video, check it out. It's in the channel Christmas special. Go back through the videos to see that. So you can watch that and get a grasp of where we're at in terms of time. So in 2 years, that might not be enough. But the other thing, too, is that they're all infected. So when someone does die new, you could have new outbreaks start, right? And you could have survivors that survive for a while, and eventually their community is taken down, something happens, and they all kind of turn into zombies. If they're all killed off and they all turn into walkers, and they go out and start walking around. But you would think that there'd be less as time goes on. Like as time goes on in The Walking Dead, there'll be less and less and less walkers. But what could be an issue is that the herds will get bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Because they'll all kind of travel, and then some of the others will join, and then you could get these colossal monster herds similar to the No Way Out herd that we saw in season 6. So there's good and bad to it, but will they ever totally go extinct in terms of the story? Probably not. I mean, you're always going to have some zombies in the story. Maybe it gets to a point where at issue like 400 or something in 10 or 20, like 20 years from now, however long it takes them to release another, 200 and whatever, 40 or whatever issues of The Walking Dead. Maybe eventually they'll get to the point where it's like there's almost no zombies around and it's all people. That could be interesting for the story, actually, because eventually they may want to go that route where it's like, hey, we beat the zombies, we beat walkers, but maybe there's other stuff going on. Maybe it concentrates more on drama, which is like what's happening this season in the Walking Dead TV series. So, it could be good either way. We'll see. But, I mean, in terms of story, they'll probably never entirely be out of the story. Like, they'll never be 100% no zombies, no walkers, they're not a threat. They're always going to be some kind of threat in The Walking Dead, as Galen Hurd has said in interviews. Is the Walker virus mankind's extinction event? So, do we think we're ever going to get to a point where all the characters are dead, all of the survivors in the world are dead, and zombies take over, and then once they run out, then it's a clean slate, and cockroaches take over or something, I don't know. So I don't think it's a total extinction event. It might be sort of like the Ice Age for us, where we just our population is cut down into crazy small percentage. What's the percentage that Homo sapien was cut down to in the Ice Age? I forget, but it's like, I've heard it's very small. And basically, the ones of us who did survive, of course, carried on. And after that ended and everything, we were able to continue. It'd be something similar to that, where like 95% of the population, or like even in Walking Dead, probably even worse than the Ice Age, 99% is like cut down, so you get like 1% left. But even that's enough probably to outlast and then eventually rebuild civilization in the world. And that's what I think Kirkman is going for long term here with the story. At least that's what I would do if I was writing Walking Dead, is turn it into a rebuild of civilization, and Rick being that one character, and that being why we follow Rick. And I've always kind of felt this, because he probably will be the character, his group will be the one to restart civilization, and then that civilization will out-survive the zombies. So, yeah, he's important, of course. We got another one from Jordan Teresa, who says, Enid and Carl being in a relationship now makes me wonder how they're going to write Carl and Lydia's relationship into the show. So this one gets into a little kind of spoilery for comics, but it's not too bad. They made an action figure of Lydia and stuff. If you guys have seen my comic reviews, you know that Carl has other, love interests that are going to come in the future, maybe in a couple seasons or something. So it's not anytime soon. It could be 3 or 4 seasons. Who knows? Or it could be 2. I feel like they're going to create loads of teen angst by creating tension between Enid and Lydia or some shit like that. And I'm not sure how I would feel about that. Anyone else have any ideas of how they'll write their relationship in? So it should be good. It's something good to bring up. That's true that right now we're seeing Carl and Enid, they go on their date. They're in the zombie apocalypse. They're like rollerblading and stuff. So later on, you'd expect to see, once Lydia comes in, because if Enid is Sophia from the comics, and she's kind of like a surviving Sophia, then her and Carl will have some kind of relationship, but it'll probably never be like too intimate, or maybe it'll just be like kind of where they date, or they're kind of together. They go and they hang out. They do stuff like that. But are they gonna get laid? That's the question here. Probably not. And then, we can see something like that, like Lydia, someone else be cast as her in a couple years, come in and then create tension with Enid. Maybe they fight over Carl or something. That could be good, man. I'd be interested to see that. I think that'd be good. I mean, how many shows are there on TV right now that are totally focused on that? Like Vampire Diaries or something. Like this person's with this person, then that person's with this person, then this person's with this person's brother, and then this person's with this person and this person's sister. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And these are the three main characters. And at the beginning of the series, this character and this character are together. But then as the series goes on, this character and this character break up 5 times, get back together 5 times, break up again, and then they go out, and then she goes out with this guy because he's also a lead, and I don't know, this got boring, so we're gonna go with this one now. You see how this works? It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Lauren Nikon 2K4 says, "Hey, Trev, Q&A question for you. What do you think Negan's reaction is going to be when he gets back to the sanctuary and finds out that Daryl has escaped?" Who do you think he will hold accountable for that? Dwight's going to get a whipping for sure. And also, of course, Fat Joey. Now, that's a question, is who was in charge? Did Dwight go off and was Fat Joey supposed to be watching Daryl, and then he went out to eat, to go get some Twinkies or something, and then Daryl found him with a pipe, and, it was Daryl in the driveway, or with the mystery will be solved with a pipe, right? Like Clue or something. No, it's not funny now. I ruined the joke because I had to explain it. So how is Negan going to react? He's going to be pissed. First, it's been a bad day. Lucille gets shot. Things are not going well with Rick and the others. And he knows Rick doesn't like him. He didn't like him anyway, but now he really doesn't like him. So, now he's going to get back and find out his toy's gone. So now he can't play with Daryl, and he can't try to break him in. And Daryl's escaped, and he's going to be pissed. He's going to be like, what? Shit. What the shit? Right? Where's Daryl? Dwight, you're supposed to be what? I gave that to him. Oh, man, no, he's dead. So it should be fun. Should be a good one. Anyway, we'll call it here for today. We'll make today's Q&A a little short. If you guys missed it, did a Fear the Walking Dead video. Yeah, can you believe it? I really did. It's in the channel. Check it out if you haven't seen it. And if you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can also share. You can favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you've been thinking about it, there's a button. There's a bottom left right there. You want to click that button? I'd appreciate it. There's the bottom. And the bell beside it. Okay, I can't hold it anymore, but the voice, high-pitched voice. Click the bell, too, to turn on notifications for the channel. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. It's Travis and Peace. Later, guys. See ya.